love sluts. Like a cum dump type of, like you want this. But patriarchy says you can't marry this bitch. Patriarchy says, marry the virgin.
But then you the slut behind her back, you lose her trust.
You're gonna ruin her life. I want more men to feel safe marrying the whore. Because they're gonna keep you good. You're gonna wake up to sucks. You wake up, I'm already on freak shit. There's nothing you can't propose to me that I won't at least consider. I like doing household chores, but for sake, first thing in the morning, my man gets this, and he gets it in any way he wants. And he would crawl on my face and exactly.
Start at home, where you really want to be. A couple weeks ago was my birthday. The plan was that we're gonna have a course.
All right, man, let's talk about Karrine Steffans. You seen the clip where she said men need to start marrying hoes. You know, it was all about what she can do sexually for men. And let's just say this, there are men that will marry Karrine Steffans. If you don't know her story, she's super hid. Her story was very much glorified amongst black women in the American community, okay? Her story was that, you know, she got with this dude, I think he was a rapper or something, and his thing was he used to force her to give him top, you know, and put hands on her, you know, until she got it together. And she said she would be giving him top and pass out, and that's how she got so good at, you know, giving top. And a lot of black women were so into that story. They glorified it, they watched it, you know, all that. You know, it was even said that Herb Gotti said, you know, if she was gonna stick around Murder Inc. on the video shoot, that's kind of really where she made her name as a video vixen. She had to top off the team, and he said that, you know, allegedly she topped off the team, so she don't hide it. And I remember I telling you, a lot of young women and, you know, a lot of niggas' mothers and a lot of your sisters and the girls you went to school with, they were carrying around them Thug Love books, and that's a fact. I remember it. I remember them Thug Love books laying around, the girls carrying them in school and all that type of stuff. And remember this one girl, her name was Tabitha, and we had to get up and say our favorite word in high school. She said, my favorite word is lust. I've been telling y'all, they've been hypersexual. It's this thing that men take women virginity. You know, I would say that's true amongst older men and younger women, which I always say younger women put themselves in a position to get got. All right, that's just a fact. You know, if you listen, and I did a short on Free Game 89, I did a short on that channel, and women talked about what they do to entice a guy to shoot their shot. And I might put it at the end of this video if I can remember, probably not. How they entice men to shoot their shot at the gym, walk by him, and they put themselves in your vicinity. You know what I'm saying? So women know better, and women know, you know, how they get with those older guys. They be wanting to hit the blunt. They put themselves in a position, but on average, it's usually, if they're roughly around the same age group, it's roughly the woman initiating sex. Real talk. It's usually the woman initiating the man for sex. This is why you see a lot of dudes when they're younger, they be cuffing the hoe. Because the hoe was the one that really took their virginity and be going crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But, you know, back to her case, for her to glorify, they just don't want to live with the consequences that they created. That's just what it is. You know, I talked about Lana Rose on Free Game 89 at some point. That video be going up. And she, you know, talked about how she was an adult star. I don't know her, but she was an adult film star. And she says her kids may see this, and any dude that procreated with her is an idiot. But then Jimmy Garoppolo did take Lisa Ann on a date. Look that up. But any dude that procreated was stupid. She said, well, I want to erase the 400 videos and all the pictures of me and my past, you know, adult film star life because of my kids. No, your kids got to live with it, bro. Your kids got to live with it. Your kids gotta live with that. And this is what we tell y'all women, oh, y'all want to be sexually, and even before the internet, dudes was telling their girls, telling their wives, their homegirls, their daughters, that, you know, once you do that and you send these provocative pictures, it's out there forever. First thing dudes do is send a picture to their homeboys and show their homeboys you naked or you popping off or you doming them up. That's the first thing that they do. Oh, don't show this to nobody. That's the first thing they're going to do. So when you put yourself out there like that, you know it's going to bite you. You become a politician, you know what I'm saying? Or you become a job of importance. It was an adult film star, and she was talking about, you know, she had got a job after being an adult film star and for a conservative company, and one of the clients recognized her from her adult film star career, and they said that we're a conservative company, we got to let you go. The choices you make right now will have consequences, good and bad. The good and bad choices you make right now will have consequences. And I don't really think, you know, women understand that they get away with so much. They get so much leniency, especially for men in society. They get so much leniency, you know, and that's, you know, and they just always get slaps on the wrist. So when they get older, they get treated like men. When they get older, they get treated like men because they're no longer as valuable. Younger hot women or younger women are valuable. When they get older, they think they can just have fun and do all this stuff when they're young, and they can just get married when they want to. And to be honest, they can't, but they can get a guy. But the guys that's willing to marry them, it don't get their box working. It don't get them excited. They still want the same top guys they wanted when they was younger. But you know, her only thing she has to really offer, she said, was sex. Oh, you can wake up to this. Look, every dude that's waking up don't want to wake up to ass. When you become productive, you want things that's going to assist you. Breakfast made, bed made up. Oh, can you wash my ass if you want? You know, have my clothes laid out. You want things to make your life easier. Pay the bills, save the rest of the money, loyalty. I can trust you with this. I could trust that you will be a great mother to show our children to make sure they up to par on their grades. Yo, if I need some time, I know you can kick in and run this and do this and bring some bread in and bring some hustle in. That's things that people think about marry. Like, why would I marry you just to wake up to ass? Like, bro, we can all just have a girl we can wake up to ass to. Not all of us, but we always just have a girl we can just, you know, pop off, and that is what it is. That's nothing married. That's not what's going to get you married. If she don't understand her past is her past, only a goofy that pedestalized you is going to take you serious and say you changed. And the only reason Cassie's husband did that is because for the dough. Like, nobody wants to walk into a room and you are known or have been seen in different sexual scenes. Like, that's not cool. And it ain't like with Karrine Steffans, you can go to Florida, you can go to the middle of New Mexico where nobody at, but people still going to know who she is. And she just looked worn down in the face. So those consequences that you make later on, you could be with a guy and he can see you pop up on Pornhub, and it can just be regular sex. But it's still like, dog, he not going to look at you the same. So women need to learn to protect their privacy. Even on the internet, when y'all spread eagle and y'all showing cheeks and y'all showing y'all stomachs and y'all always showing y'all ass and covering up y'all stomachs and doing that. Like, that is real men are not looking to marry that. Real men really, they prioritize your privacy as a woman, that guy's not looking at you or you're not in provocative poses and you have a good, clean image. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, really, them business chicks that understand that, that's why, you know, if they just be like, you know what, you know, me, you know, being this CEO bitch is a scam. I'm a DEI hire. I really just got the title and I really don't make shit move like that. And I need to find a husband. If they just found a husband and took their skills and put that into like a little business that they do on the side, or they was able to step back and turn off the boss babe mentality, they would actually make the perfect wives. But then again, in this generation, you got a bunch of chicks that got private equity. They in private equity companies, or they in conservative companies that don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? They in these conservative countries that don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? They in those countries that don't play that shit. And you know, for those women who in those companies, they know they can't really have that nasty digital footprint. They can't be posting stuff, but you know, your past matter as a woman. So the decisions that you make now is going to affect your future. So I don't really understand why they don't understand that. because they so used to getting passes, they so used to getting grace, they so used to just getting away with shit. You know, with most men, they so used to like, you make a mistake, or let me suck your shit. And they never have to apologize for their mistakes. Even when they fall out with each other, you know what I'm saying? They don't apologize for their mistakes. They don't apologize for their mistakes. Women have a hard time apologizing. When you find a woman that apologizes and know that she's wrong, she's actually probably a decent person at the bare minimum. But most women, even when they fall out with each other, they just start back talking because they weird. They socially awkward. They don't have nobody to talk to. These women will get into a fist fight, get slapped by each other, and all that. But honestly, she's trying to blame the patriarchy, and it ain't got nothing to do with the patriarchy. It got a lot to do. It got a lot to do with your past. Don't nobody, man, want to walk around with a woman that she done sucked all the murder ink off. Like, who wants to walk around with that? Come on. And then she talked about all the guys she could have been with, and she left him, and she left good dudes just to go do deviant things. She probably left good dudes that will financially make sure she good to go do evil things. And now you have to live with those consequences. When we do things as young men, we have to live with those consequences. We got to deal with it. When they do things as young girls and women, they get bailed out, whether it's, the punishment not as bad, or don't hit her, she's a girl. Or whether it's, we're going to give a slap on the wrist. We're going to give her a slap on the wrist when it comes to a jail sentence, or when it come to, EBT, welfare, when it come to, she's homeless, help her out. It must be a man's fault. Her father wasn't in her life. When we start getting into those conversations, or we start talking about that, there's always an excuse. That society always makes excuses for women. And my issue is this: if we're going to allow them to have equal rights and take the jack out the box and not, and this is the reason why they put these parameters around women, these boundaries on women. This is why women didn't have rights. You're seeing it today, why women didn't have rights, because you allow women to have liberation, and they bring chaos. They are chaotic creatures. They brought the first chaos into the world by Eve biting that apple. They're chaotic. So when you let the jack out the box, it's chaotic. And this is the society that you have right now, which a bunch of chaos for a lot of women. And it's, there's some decent ones out there, but for the most part, we already know they make no sense. So, and then her whole reasoning is sex, 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 sex. Do women know that dudes don't marry for sex? If that was the case, if we marry based off the best sexual experience, we would be like y'all. We would be, we would be self-inflicting wounds. Even when you get with a woman, you treat her good, you think things are okay, it go good, and then she leave because it's not enough emotional roller coaster. She don't get the thrill, and she want to go back out there and be a hoe and all that type of stuff. For us, you know what I'm saying? Our wounds are not usually self-inflicted. We do, a lot of productive men do what they supposed to do, take care of their family, but it's boring. We don't have time. So I went to go suck this and do this, that, and the third. If we marry based off sexual experience, a lot of y'all women wouldn't be married. I mean, a lot of y'all in general that's married wouldn't be married. The world would be chaotic. If we did what women do and judge women off sex, we'd be in trouble. The world would probably be coming to an end. But I guess that's why it's the balance. You know what I'm saying? We don't marry off, how you suck or how you act. That's degeneracy. And I still don't think most men marry for the right reasons, especially under the American guidelines. But really, that's a conversation for another day. Most men marry because they love a woman. When you see these Indian people come around, these Arabs come around, they don't marry for love. They marry for business. That's what arranged marriages is about. It's about a business. It's about how can y'all take our last name and build on it. Okay, we built a story, you build 2 stories, your children build 6 stories, they children build 12 stories. How can we build this up, this bloodline, and make a legacy stronger and stronger and stronger? It's a business. It's a business. Think about the Amish people. I don't know if y'all know much about Amish. In the Metro to Detroit area, we have a large Amish community in like Oak Park. You can walk around, and they're just walking around in their whole outfits and be 90 degrees, right? And they do great work too, as far as food and as far as like, steel toe boots and materials. Amish is cheaper and it's great material, right? But the one thing about them is, I believe, Like when they become adults, they get an opportunity to go into the real world and live for a year. And they get to live and they get it out their system for a year. And when they come back after that year of living in the real world and having fun, they have a choice to make. Either integrate back into the Amish community or be, expunged from the community and go live out in the real world. And from what I read many years ago, most people decided to come back into the Amish community because it's what they believed in. And I'm pretty sure you got some or few that choose to go into the real world and get turned out. That's just what it is. They might meet somebody and so be it, but they believe. Their faith is so strong. They believe. And that's the problem, is that most people in America don't know what to believe in. And when you don't know or you don't believe in or don't know what to believe in, it becomes demonic. Even if it's not by your choice. So, having something to believe in, whether it's a family construct or whether it's a family tradition or whether it's Hinduism or whether it's, whatever it is, Christianity, whatever you believe in, that helps keep things uniform, in line. That helps create some type of structure for your children to follow. So when you have a community of people that believe in whatever that may be, that tradition may be, and they pass it down to their children, you grow strong communities. The black community don't know what to believe in. And the white community is starting to know not what to believe in. You have Indians and Americans, watch out here, and the Asians that come here, and they come in here to the Sodom and Gomorrah, and they lose their way. They lose their tradition, and it destroys their family. A lot of these families pass down, stocks, bonds, how to trade, businesses, and they get to America and it gets destroyed. It gets destroyed. So you have to have something to believe in. You don't marry for sex. Men don't marry for sex. Guys marry for love in America. And that's, I damn near think that's damn near marrying for sex, because most American women don't love you. It's hard to find a woman that actually loves you. You should be marrying for business reasons only, for bloodline reasons only. Business, bloodline, traditions, values. But it's so, like, they think on such a small, ignorant scale. A lot of people like Karrine Steffans. Degenerates didn't have microphones, right? And back in the day, in a lot of this society, she would be outcast as a whore or be labeled a witch and sent to the upper room. But hit the link tree, join the Real One-on-One playlist. Hit the link tree, join the Patreon, find everything inside that link tree from X, Facebook, Kick, the whole 9 piece.